So welcome back, my all dear students. Let us start with another lecture now. Okay, just give me 1 second of time. All right. So we are on module number 15 of practice set 3.7.3 with question number 1. The question states which of the following statements are of inverse variation. So we have to decide whether which of the statements are of inverse variation. So let us read the statement given to us. Number of workers on a job and time taken by them to complete the jobs. So let us think about this, how the thing will work. Okay. The question is the number of workers on a job and time taken by them to complete the job. Let us take an example. If you have one worker to complete a work, he will take 20 days of time. Okay. Now, if I increase the number of workers, if there are two people doing the same work, what do you think? Will they require 20 hours, more than 20 hours, or less than 20 hours? What do you think? Correct. Sir, उनको time कम लगेगा. Absolutely. If one worker can complete the work in 20 days, then two workers can complete the same work in 10 days also. Correct. Now, if I again double the number of workers, 4, so they can complete the work in 5 days. So if you observe here, the number of workers are increasing, the number of days or the time required to complete the work is decreasing. So that indicates that this example is an inverse variation. And if you observe inverse variation, what you do? You multiply, right? Into n into t. Correct. So her bar answer kya hai? 20. So in this case, we can decide that if the number of worker is increasing, the time is decreasing. Okay. So they are in inverse variation. Is this some clear to all of you? उसका हम reason भी दे देंगे. Because if number of workers on job is increased, then the time required to finish the job is decreased proportionally. Proportionally मतलब उसके ही accordance में वो decrease भी होगा. All right, fantastic. With this, we continue with the next sum now. Correct. Now, practice set 3.7.3. Sorry, question number 1. Which of the following statements are of inverse variation? Number of pipes of same size to fill a tank and the time taken by them to fill the tank. So let us understand. If we have one pipe and it take 20 minutes to fill the tank, okay. Now, if you have two pipes, the time taken to fill the tank will become how much? Correct. It will become 10 minutes. And if you take four different pipes of the same size, but the tank is only one, again you have to fill it. So in this case, when you have four pipes running at their full capacity, they can fill the tank in how many minutes? 5 minutes. So as you observe, they are inverse variation. As the number of pipe is increasing, the time taken by them to fill the tank is decreasing. So P into T will give you 20, which is constant. So that indicates it is an inverse variation. So remember, the table is not that important to draw in the exam, but to understand the concept, the table is very, very crucial. Okay. Right. So let us write in the statements the number of pipe of same size to fill the tank and time taken by them to fill the tank are in inverse variation. Why? Because if number of pipes of same size is increased, the time required to fill the tank is decreased proportionally. All right, is that clear, my dear students? Now let us begin with the next sum. Question number third: petrol filled in the tank of a vehicle and its cost. So let us understand with the help of the table. If I fill up 1 liter petrol in the tank, it will cost 100 rupees. This is just for an example. So if I fill up 2 liters petrol in the tank, what do you think? What should be the cost of 2 liters of petrol? Very good, students. Fantastic. It will be 200 rupees. And if I fill up 4 liters of petrol, then how much cost should I bear? 400 rupees. As you all can see, when you are increasing the number of liters of petrol in the tank, the cost is also increasing. So both the quantities are increasing hand in hand. So it is an example of direct variation. So we will write, if the quantity of petrol in the tank increases, then the cost of petrol also increases correspondingly. Correspondingly matlab ek saath. So hence the above statement, which statement? The statement given in the question is an not an inverse variation. All right, fantastic, great. So now we will proceed with the next part. Question number fourth: area of circle and its radius. Now area of circle has a formula as pi r square. So we need to check whether the area of circle and its radius are in direct variation or inverse variation. Now remember, students, if you know the radius, you can easily find the area of the circle, that is pi r square. For example, if the radius is 1, if the radius is 1, then area will be pi r square. R means 1, 1 का square हो जाएगा, right? Correct. So area will become pi into 1 square. 1 square is nothing but 1. 1 into pi is pi itself. Alright? If the radius is 2, then the area will be pi into 2 square. What is 2 ka square? Correct. It is 4. So we can write it as 4 pi. So when the radius is 2, the area is 4 pi. And when the radius is 3, then area will be pi into 3 square. What is 3 square? 9 pi. Now compare it, students. As you are increasing the radius from 1, 2 and 3, the area is affected as pi, 4 pi, 9 pi. So is it increasing or is it decreasing accordingly, correspondingly? What do you all think? What do you all think? When you are increasing the radius, what is the change in area? Is it increasing or is it decreasing? Correct. It is increasing. So that means the above statement is not an example of inverse variation. Simple and clear. Okay, fine. So you can start writing now. So students, now we are on module number 16, where we are going to solve the sum from practice set 7.3. Question number 2. If 15 workers can build a wall in 48 hours, how many workers will be required to do the same work in 30 hours. So when the word is used same work, that means same type of wall is built again. So first of all, let us take into the example of the concept that if 15 workers are building the wall in 48 hours, so there are number of workers which is not given in the question. So we will assume it to be n. And whenever you make an assumption, your answer will always start from let. So let the number of workers be donated as n. Now to build a wall in 48 hours, when you have the word hours, it means there is a time, and that also has to be assumed. So let the time required to build a wall be denoted as t. So now my dear students, what do you all think? नंबर ऑफ वर्कर्स और जो टाइम है वो डायरेक्ट वेरिएशन में है या इनवर्स वेरिएशन में है अकॉर्डिंग टू द स्टेटमेंट गिवन यू ऑल टेल मी व्हाट डू यू ऑल थिंक डायरेक्ट वेरिएशन और इनवर्स वेरिएशन सुपर्ब फैंटास्टिक incredible answers it is an inverse variation right because when you increase the number of workers, the time required to complete the work will decrease, right? Fantastic. So, whenever the question is with respect to the number of workers, number of student or number of persons and a work is being done, so that will be always in inverse variation, okay? So how to write inverse variation? And sine of variation 1 upon t. And whenever you have inverse variation, you will into n and t multiply करेंगे to get k, where k is the constant of variation. Now, check the first statement. If 15 workers can build a wall in 48 hours. So what is 15 correct? 15 is the value of n. They can build the wall in 48 hours. So time will be 48 hours. Correct. So let us substitute the value of n and t as 15 into 48 equals to k. Now as we all know students, either you can multiply 15 into 48 or keep it as it is, still the answer will be same because the numbers are quite greater into value. So we will keep them as it is. We won't multiply them, okay? Even if you multiply, it does not makes any difference. It will be same, right? So n into t will be equals to what? 15 into 48. As per the question, how many workers will be required? So they are asking how many workers? Kitne workers? Means the number of workers is unknown, right? But they are giving us the time of 30 hours. The value of t is given to us. So let us find n when t is 30 from equation number 1. So substituting t is equals to 30 in equation number 1, we get n into t. What is the value of t? 30 is equals to 15 into 48. Now ask yourself, whose value we have to find? n. n और 30 क्या हो रहा है? Multiply. So when you shift it on the other side will become divide by 30. Correct. So you will get n is equals to 15 into 48 divided by 30. So let us cancel the numbers. 15 ones are 15 and 15 twos are 30. You can do that calculation also. Or what you can do, 2 के टेबल से कैंसलेशन करो. Both the ways you can do the calculation. So 2 15s are 2 24s are 15 ones are 15 ones are cancel. So n is 24. So what we get the answer? 24 workers will be required to complete the same work in 30 hours. Okay. Okay. So now we go with model number 17. Practice set 7.3. Question number 3. Now, 120 bags of half-liter milk can be filled by a machine within 3 minutes. Find the time to fill such 1,800 bags. Now, first of all, it is not mentioned whether it is a direct variation or it is an inverse variation. So we have to think about it. So the question is talking about bags. So let the number of milk bags filled by the machine be denoted as n. As we don't know, bags is denoted by what alphabet? So we'll assume it to be n. And the time taken is also not mentioned by any alphabet. So we will take it as time is t. And as you all know, if you increase the number of bags filled by the machine, the time will also increase proportionally. Correct. So if n increases, t also increases. So that means it is a direct variation. So n is directly proportional to t. And whenever you have a direct proportion, you will divide n upon t equals to k. Now, what is the value of n in the first case? Let us read the statement once again. 120 bags. So that means the value of n will be 120. Filled by a machine within 3 minutes. 3 minutes means the time is given as 3. Correct? So let us substitute n, which is 120, upon t, which is 3, equals to k. Now 120 upon 3 gives you 40. 3 ones are 3, 3 40s are 120. So k will be 40. Once you get the value of k, substitute n upon t is equals to 40. This will be called as the equation of variation. Okay. So you all can start writing with this particular slide. Then we will continue to find the next value, that how much time will be required to fill up 1,800 bags. Start writing, students. All right. So now, according to the statement in the question, find the time. So we want to find the time when the number of bags is 1,800. So we will use the equation of variation, that is substituting n is equals to 1,800 in equation number 1. You will get 1,800 upon t equals to 40. Now students, be a little bit careful that t is in the denominator, right? Correct. So t is dividing on the left side, shifts, तो वहां जाके क्या होगा, वो मल्टीप्लाई होगा, t will become multiply, और जो 40 था इक्वल टू के वहां पे यहाँ लेफ्ट में आके वो क्या हो जाएगा, डिवाइड हो जाएगा, राइट? तो वी हैव इंटरचेंज देयर पोजीशन बिकॉज t वाज इन द डिनोमिनेटर, तो t 40 के जगह पे जाके इंटरचेंज होगा. सो नाउ